Hello, gorgeous. How are you? All right, it is time for the February full moon. We are in the season of Imbolc, so we are now halfway between winter and spring. So some of the fall spring weather is kind of starting to show itself, perhaps for you. Um, but yeah, that means we sort of have the experience of the two elements now. So the water reflection, and then that air, that inspiration is starting to take hold, right? um we are actually, and I haven't talked much about it, but I feel like with all of the retrogrades that we tend to have, it's worth mentioning that we only have one right now. It's amazing, isn't it? Only one planet in retrograde right now. Everything else is direct. And oh, Catcher is making a little appearance behind me. There he goes. um, yeah, so that is, I like that because I feel like things are direct. You know, we are, we're phasing. It's the last quarter of 2024 was a hard shift for a lot of folks. Okay. And this first quarter is supposed to be the payoff for that, I guess is the way I'll say that. Sort of our where it comes together, right? Where the all that work we did, all the discomfort of the end of the year is coming together now. Okay. Um, and yet January may have still been fairly uncomfortable because that's that transition, right? So February hopefully is smoothing out for us a little bit, but let's see what the full moon brings, right? Um, I want you to go back, right? So we're still in water season, and full moon is that bright, right? So it's also a good time to reflect and go back and look at what seeds did you plant, right? For those of you in my group, Oh Shift Here We Grow, we also did the first quarter moon where we took that aligned action on those seeds we planted, right? We had our members only video there. And what I want you to start to see, and this is what we're going to look at in today's reading, is what's showing up now from that. What are we harvesting? What's coming from the efforts, the intentions that we've put out there? And again, this is where the reflection comes in. Oh, maybe is it not quite what I was expecting? Maybe is this not exactly what I wanted? Or, right? That's where we want to reflect and look at, well, maybe have I changed? Do the intentions need to shift a little bit? Or maybe do I want to look at the actions that I took? And remember, actions are also mindset. Um, I don't want to get into, sometimes I feel like it can be overly toxic, that idea of, oh, everything you think you bring into action and this and that. And it's like, you're ruining your own life with your mindset. Like sometimes we can do that to ourselves, right? No, we're all human. We all fall into those thinking patterns, but let's catch them, not beat ourselves up, right? And I will say that over and over and over again. Do not beat yourself up about it. You are a human being, right? And you are being, and that is okay. Just catch it. And oh yes, that's the old version. And I think that it's really worth mentioning that this week's this week's energy was about a fresh new start. The affirmation in the group was about the idea that opportunities are opening, and I'm a new person. Like, this is a new version of me. Whatever blocked me in the past is no longer relevant. It doesn't exist anymore. So bringing some of that fresh perspective. All right, so let me just stop rattling on, and let's see what the moon has to say. So this is our message from the moon, kind of our overall. Yeah. So kind of exactly what I was talking about. Okay. Self-love. Take care of yourself, give yourself that grace, right? We've got purity, this whole new perspective showing up. It's like a blanket of fresh snow, right? It cleans everything up. Everything that's happened in the past was about getting you here. It's not your hard, fast rule of, oh, well, this didn't work for me before, so it'll never work. No, it was to get you to this place. Now, let's do it. Okay. And, we've got some wisdom that came along with the last experience. Let's play with that wisdom and see how we can make it work even better. And yeah, avoid those extremes, and mainly those extremes of beating up on yourself is really what I'm hearing. It was just all the stuff I just rattled on about. Okay, don't do that. And I say that because I've fallen into that trap. Right, there can be a lot of toxicity in the self-help world. I'm just gonna say it. Toxic positivity, and don't let all that stuff, like, this stuff is great. There's great advice, there's great stuff out there, but not when it's putting you in the position of beating up on yourself, of you blaming yourself for everything that's wrong, or, oh, it's my mindset. Oh, I had a thought one day for 30 seconds and it ruined my whole life. No, 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 no. Okay. No. Um, we're meant to keep working, to keep learning, to keep growing. And it doesn't, learning is learning. It's getting better. It's not, oops, I made a mistake and everything is garbage now. No, no. So avoid those kinds of extremes. Okay. All right. Let's see what the full moon is bringing, or the message it's bringing for love and relationships first. We've got love and relationships. We've got passion and purpose. And we've got transformation and growth. Okay, let's see what we've got here. All right. Okay. Love and relationships. A lot of pentacles. We're grounding in here. Okay. So things may have felt, and I don't like to use this word, but things may have felt outside of your control, but that's the word that's coming up. So that's why I'm using it. Because right, we don't control others, right? So within relationship, that's why relationship is our biggest lesson usually, is because we can only control ourselves. We cannot control others. So within love and relationships, maybe things were feeling outside of your control, and this is your reminder to bring it back into you. When things feel outside of your control, who do you control? You control you. Bring it back to you. There's that self-love again, right? If you don't like, most of the time, relationship is a mirror of you. So if there's something that's showing up there that you're not liking, come on back to me. And not come on back to me about beating myself up, right? Come on back to me and love on myself. What do I want to do for me? How do I want to indulge myself right now? How am I going to take care of me and love on me and be the best me, right? The me-ridge is a term that has been coined. Yeah, returning to that, grounding into that. And through that, there's something that we're leaving behind. Maybe it's a person, but I'm really actually getting more, it's a way of being, a way of thinking that's been clouding us. So that's yeah, that's what's harvesting here for your love and relationships. I want you to reflect on that. I want you to look at the comparison of the intentions you set at the new moon and this showing up and how those compare, right? So that we're ready to create the new intentions at the next full moon. Okay? All right. Passion and purpose, right? How you show up in this world, what you're here to do. You know, you're a bright light. You're my empaths and change makers. So you are a gorgeous bright light and you are here for a reason. You know that, you feel that, okay? And when you get off of that path, it kind of stings, right? Because yeah, you're so sensitive. You feel things deeply. So here's the thing. It may be tempting to go off that path, okay? Yeah, the devil is showing up here. I hate that damn devil. um, Again, I think that goes back to the you setting yourself up with maybe some mindset stuff like, oh, well, it didn't work out. Like I put it out there and it didn't exactly work the way I thought. So commitment, commit is what I'm hearing. Commit. Um, yeah, it's you've got one foot in and one foot out. And okay, so I was just watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine last night, and he's like, Terry hates hedges, or Terry likes hedges. Terry hates ledges, right? He wants to hedge and kind of quietly, secretly be part of the plan. Because if it works out, then he could say, I wasn't part of the plan. I don't want to be on the ledge of committing and putting it out there that I was part of this so I could back down if it doesn't work out. Ugh, that's what I hear. Okay. I love how those things always work out. I see things at the perfect time. Um, yeah, yeah, it's time to get on the ledge, both feet in, commit. Okay. That is what your full moon is asking you to do. And I'm seeing community here. I'm seeing being with others. Perhaps you're doing this in a way of, first of all, we always want it to be because we love it, right? It's what we, and so within community, like, how can this just be so joyful and just something I'm going to do anyway because I love it? And yeah, really connecting, okay? Connecting and diving in with both feet, saying yes, full on, no more wishy washy in and out, okay? And nurture yourself in that process because that's really hard. It's a hard one. Um, it's super easy on paper, but to do it is much more challenging. And so love yourself through that process. Again, we go back to the message from the moon. Okay, so write that down. um, Transformation and growth. Okay. Huh. Some wands here, right? Some fire happening in this area. But the king of wands over here, like just really owning who you are, owning your place in this world. Oh, yeah, like all of this stuff that we just talked about, okay, in love and relationship, in passion and purpose, like as you're leaning into all of that, you are owning you and who you are and how you show up in this world. And we've got a couple of twos, like you're creating now. you're like starting to move into it. And it's what's really cool is we've got the pentacles, we've got the wands, right? So it's like really grounded action, right? So there's that fire, but it's not like the wildfire that's like burning everything and out of control. It's this really grounded, controlled burn, right? Um, yeah, you are starting to move into that that space of peace in knowing who you are, in loving who you are. Okay, that unconditional acceptance. That's, and again, back to the moon, that's self love, right? So, um, yeah, those of you in my group, you have your monthly moon manifester. So go ahead and put your notes in for the different parts. If you're not in the group, it's okay. You're always welcome to join us. Check it out in the comments. We love you. But if you're not, that's okay. If you're just kind of, hanging out and checking out the messages, yes, thank you for coming. Go ahead and make a note where you're going to see it so that you can start to be intentional with all of this information, right? Using the seasons and the moon to manifest is a fantastic way of being in flow instead of trying to force and fight against the energy, right? So that's why we do all this. So let's just get our final little message. I love, these are my Rumi cards, and they always just throw the whole thing together in this beautiful message. Okay, so it's the courage of your love, and the Rumi quote is, love is the sunrise while thought is only a flashing light. And your guidance here is, your heart is strong enough to overpower old patterns. These are always dead on. Surrender into love's sanctuary without conditions or equivocation. Get on the ledge. You are not to give in to shaming stories that cast your regal lion-like nature in the falsehood of victimization or powerlessness. Yeah, no more extremes. Love yourself. Roar at such lies until the weak glue holding them together melts under the fire of your holy breath. Assert the dignity of your own heart and soul. Yeah, love it. Love it. Let me know how this goes for you. Let me know what's showing up for you. I hope this helped. I see you. I love you. I believe in you. Mwah. Bye.